Hello YouTube, my name is Jack and welcome back to Barnyard Wargaming, and today we are doing a tournament in review. I am stealing this idea just a little bit from Scary from Scarredcast. Thank you Scary, you're the best. If you have not gone to check out Scary, his videos are incredible. He is literally the nicest person on the entire internet for Warhammer content. Please go check him out. Scary from Scarredcast is the best. So what is a tournament in review? Well, it is where I take a list to a tournament, which will be this weekend. I'm going to a teams event with my team, Team Barnyard. We have 5 players on our team. We're going to be playing 5 games, 3 on day 1, 2 on the second day, and we are going to take a demon list. I will give you the rundown of the list. I will then see how I go at the tournament, and we'll come back to the studio and see how we went. So what am I taking? Well, here it is. I've actually shown this list off before in another video. If you haven't gone to check that out, you can go do so in the top right hand corner. That is the how to play demons in 10th edition, and it demonstrates how to play with this optimized list. This is a list that I've been optimizing for quite some time now. I do think it is probably one of, if not the best list for demons that you can make right now. Currently it has a 75% win rate or higher. It has been absolutely decimating loads of people. You can see it live on the channel as well in live streams and in battle reports. It has been winning a lot. So what is in this list? Well, of course I have Scarbrand. I kind of use him just as a threat more than anything else. He basically is there to buff my bloodletters, give me +1 attack, and just be a menace. He hides behind walls. You can use him to lock stuff down in combat, although it doesn't always work. It is pretty good. We then have 4 bombs. So we have 2 bloodletter bombs and we have 2 plaguebearer bombs. The bloodletter bombs are basically, of course, to deal damage, but they each have a specific purpose. One has a blood master, which synergizes well with the great unclean one because he reduces someone's toughness. This guy gives me +1 to wound. So I can reduce toughness with the great unclean one, then get the Rend Master to give me +1 strength, and this guy gives +1 to wound. So these bloodletters are used for taking down really tough targets that don't really have invulnerable saves, things that are not characters, etc. Maybe, for example, like a knight. That is what I will use this bomb for. And then over on the other side, I have a Skull Taker bomb. They are used for killing characters and dealing devastating wounds. So for example, killing a unit of Terminators with a character, that would be perfect for these guys. We then of course have the 2 Plaguebearer bombs. One has a Poxbringer, which is used to inflict more battle shock on enemy units, especially when I shoot them with a Skull Cannon. And then it's also used for deep striking 3 inches away, forming screens, doing actions. They are just a really tough, annoying unit, and you can do actions while using his ability as well. And he's also really good in combat, so if I need a second bomb squad, these guys are actually quite good when buffed up by the rest of my army. For example, reroll wounds from the flies and +1 damage from Rodigus. Of course, we have the other unit of Plague Bearers with Epidemius. They are basically to hold midboard, and they will they're very, very resilient. They will hold for quite some time, 4 invulnerable saves, and they also can do rerolling saves of 1. They get 6 up Feel No Pains from the Great Unclean one. They are just a beat stick and a half, really, really good at holding midboard. We then of course have 2 units of Nurglings. The Nurglings are basically just to do actions. I can do signals, deploy teleport homer, cleanse, loads of different things, and also they are quite good at forming screens, deep striking 3 away, infiltrating to stop screens like world leaders, to stop them from running at me, and also I can put them behind the Great Unclean one to make a melee army that is not a ton of vehicles and monsters like melee infantry, -1 to hit in melee, which is really helpful for keeping big boys like the Great Unclean one, Scarbrand, and Rodigus alive. We of course have a unit of flies. They give reroll all wounds to my Nurgle demons, so that is really, really helpful. It's actually one of the pivotal parts of the list. If you haven't seen them in use, they are really, really crucial. They can do actions, they're really hard to kill, and they also give those reroll wounds, which are really good. So a lot of people tend to ignore them. You absolutely should not ignore them because they are very annoying. They're really, really pivotal in this list. I like them a lot. Over the other side, we do have a Skull Cannon to inflict battle shock and hold my backfield. We have, of course, the Rend Master, who is just going to buff up all of my bloodletter bombs. Very, very nice, and can also buff up Scarbrand as well, and the chariots themselves. And he's also a beat stick in melee. You can now stack Rend Masters, so you can run more than one and stack them together. Personally, I don't think that's necessary. 1 is plenty. Anything more than that, you're dealing too much damage. It's a bit overkill. I think 1 is just fine. And now, last but not least, we're down to the meat and potatoes. We have Rodigus, the best unit in my army. He is so good. +1 damage to any Nurgle unit attacking a specific target. He also has a great flamer. He is a beat stick in melee, especially when buffed by the flies. And he is just so good. Halves OC, halves movement. Man, this guy is a machine. And over the other side, we do have the Great and Clean one. Basically, just to deal some damage in melee, he has a decent flamer. He is going to reduce the toughness of enemy units so that I can hit them better with things like Plague Bearers, Bloodletters, all kinds of stuff. And also, he holds midboard. He is one of the hardest units in the entire game to kill, as it should be. A lot of people overcommit to him and try and kill him, and then fail, and he just keeps on healing. He is a weapon. Tomorrow is event day. I'm going to take this army. I'm going to meet up with my team. I am playing with Neil, which will be a great time. We're going to see how we go. I will hopefully document all the games for you guys. We'll come back Sunday afternoon, review this army, and see how we went. I will also say that because it is a teams event, most likely I'll be getting good matchups. I could get also really bad matchups, but teams events are usually a bit skewed in the list that you run into, usually trying to either defend for points or just straight out destroy you to get as many points as possible in teams. It is a bit different, but we'll see how we go. And here we are at the event. Everyone is getting set up and we are about to start round 1. We are unfortunately versing people that I know and you may recognize on the channel. It is Ben, Woody, some classics. They're playing armies like Grey Knights, Orcs, etc. We got some Marines in there, we have Tyranids, etc. We are going to be doing our pairings. This is the first time I've ever been a captain, so I'm going to be doing the pairings and seeing how I go. And we're just going to hope for the best. Hopefully get some good matchups. It's going to be a really, really tough round 1. I'm not liking our chances, but I have faith. Go team. Let's see how we go. Here is my team. We have Neil playing Votan. We have Alex playing Eldar. We have John playing his GSC. And my Daemons are sitting on the table. Owen with his Tyranids has gone somewhere. He's run off. And that's Adela. Hi. First appearance on the channel. Yeah, there she is. We're going to be getting set up for this event and we'll have a good time. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so here we are, round 1. I am versing Mr. Josh. He is playing his Tyranids. It is Invasion Fleet. And he has a lot of big bugs, lots of shooting, triple Maleceptor, triple Exocrine, and then Neurolictors, Death Leaper for holding objectives, things like that. He is going first, so he is doing his turn 1 moves at the moment. We are playing Hammer and Anvil, as you can see along the short side. It is the Ritual, which means there's only 1 objective in the middle, and we're going to be placing more objectives. I've deployed pretty much all my Nurgle stuff. I've got the Skull Cannon on the line, we'll see what he can do. And then I have all of my Khorne in reserve. We shall catch you back at the end of the game. Wish me luck. I also should say I have taken fixed secondaries and Josh has taken tactical. I'm going to be doing deploy, teleport, Homer, and cleanse as well. I might not be able to get these on turn 1 because we have to make our objectives. So we shall see, but just trying to keep the scores close for teams. We also have Neil as well on the table right next to me. Here we go. Hopefully Neil can push through. He's versing Mr. Mahaley with his Ultramarine Force. You're going to go down. You're going to get wrecked. Here's Alex. Look at that beautiful man.
Hey, we got the
we'll see if Neil can actually get through this force. It is supposedly a good matchup for the Votan, so we'll see.
I'm about to meet the full force of the Ultramarines, and they're going to pick up a fort a turn, and then I'm going to cry. Yay.
And here we are at the end of the game. So I did win by like 9 points or something. It's an 11-9 in terms of teams. Very close, as we expected from the beginning. Lots of objectives for the Ritual. The 2 Great and Clean ones basically just held the midboard. I did kill a lot of stuff, but we just ended up holding the same amount of points. Did do deploy, teleport, Homer for 16, and also cleanse for 16, 40 for primary, and that'll be me. Ended up winning the game, but 11-9. We'll have to see how the rest of the team went. And 1 win to the Demons. Let's go. And here we are in game 2. I am versing a lot of guardsmen. Probably about 200 guardsmen. I'm going to see how I go. I've just put all my big stuff on the table. This mission is going to be Crucible of Battle, priority targets. So we score at the end of the game, which is going to be annoying for me. And also, it is sweep and clear, so objectives are sticky. Kind of annoying when you're versing a ton of guardsmen. We'll see if I can outscore them. I'm definitely going to outkill them, but we'll see how we go. Hey, look at this lovely event. Isn't that awesome? So many lovely people today. Really nice games. The games that we had last round, as a quick update for you, we had 3 zeros, 0 and 20. Yeah, not so great. And lovely Owen, he managed to get, I think it was 6 points. I had an 11-9, so we are definitely down. We're versing a lower bracket team at the moment, but we'll see how we go. And it's going to be good. Okay, so at the end of the game, I did not table. It was very close, but I killed lots of things. And then the final score was 18-2 in terms of teams to me. I did kill pretty much everything. I screened the entire board with Nurglings and a fly and more Nurglings, and basically just made it really hard for the guard to come back onto the table. Killed a lot of stuff. Yeah, just death. Lots of death. But the guard definitely limited my score. Keeping it to 18-2 is honestly impressive, seeing as he killed this. And that's about it. All right, on to game 3. Here we are in round 3. Update for round 2. We did end up winning the round. I won 18-2. The team ended up winning, which was fantastic. So we are currently 1 win, 1 loss. I am versing Hypercrypt Legion. Yes, 4 Satan shards, no monolith, but there's a lot of the destroyers in the back there, a lot of scoring units. We shall have to see how we go. I think I took a little bit of a bullet for the team here. I don't like my chances. I'm going to give it my best go. If I can win, fantastic. If not, it's a rough matchup. Loads of teleportation. We'll see how we go. Hey, Neil! He's currently 0-2. He's not having a great time. Also, there's a ton of delays to the event, so we're going to be finishing real late at like 9 or 10 o'clock. Brutal stuff. We'll see how we go. All right, we end game 3. I did get up 11-9. I had a really, really good turn against the Hypercrypt. I dropped a lot of things, made a lot of charges, and I did manage to pick up the Nightbringer and the Deceiver in a single turn. And then a lot of other stuff as well, like the Wraiths in the middle. I killed all of them towards the beginning of the game, precisioning out that character so that they're not as killy. But there was a swing back, insane swing back. I failed a bunch of charges. The Void Dragon tanked a heap of stuff. Both my Great and Clean ones ended up going down. But it was 100-90, which is an 11-9 in terms of teams. But yeah, suck it, Hypercrypt Legion. Shout out to Luke as well, great opponent, lovely guy. So yes, we will now, at long last, go home. It's been a long day, lots of delays, and we're about to go home. I have to go check in with my team. We have Neil over the other side over there. It's going to be hopefully winning. And yes, get keen for day 2. Woo! And here we are, day 2. Yesterday's game went okay for our team. We did lose, but it wasn't so bad. The pairings didn't go great. Unfortunately, Owen over there, he got his Tyranids matched into Chaos Knights, and he got absolutely wrecked, which was awful. I feel very bad for Owen. We have this long string of people playing here today. I have Neil next to me. Look at him. Look at this cute boy. Haha, he's playing his Votan into multiple Land Raiders Custodes. We'll see how we go.
What channel is it?
What channel is it?
Yeah, are you streaming live? Are you YouTube or what?
Barnyard Wargaming, mate.
Oh yeah,
There it is.
Center Wargaming.
Oh, Command Center Wargaming. Okay, there you go. Command Center Wargaming. Go check him out. Over this way, I have my Daemons taking on the World Leaders. I did go first. I tried to screen a lot, as much as I could. I've deployed everything on the board this game. It is sweeping engagement, scrambler fields, which will be interesting, and also we have taken hold. So just trying to hold as many points as possible. This is game 4. We shall see how we go. I've never really versed Angron before, but I'm hoping that my screen holds, and then the Great Unclean One will hopefully deal with this boy. We'll see how we go, but I have a lot of reinforcements ready to countercharge. We'll see. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous. Catch you in a second. Hello, we're at the end of round 4. I did win.
You did win?
I got 14-6.
That sounds unlikely.
What did you get?
I got 14-6.
Let's go!
Yeah! Finally!
We won a game.
I'm on the board!
Let's go! Yeah, so we are currently 2-2. We've won 2 rounds. We've lost 2 rounds.
Ooh.
I did beat the World Leaders. You versed Custodes.
Yeah.
And you won.
Good matchup for me. I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
2 Land Raiders.
2 Land Raiders and their grab thing, which killed nothing because I hid the Land Raider, the Land Fortresses.
Yep.
And I used my grab blasters to just nuke his Land Fortresses. There is no better feeling in Warhammer than killing a Land Raider on Overwatch.
Yeah, that's probably right. But you did shoot it the time before and got it to 1 wound.
Yeah, that's true.
We have both won. We are going to go on to round 5. We have no idea what we're versing. We're going to go have some lunch, and we'll catch you in the final game. All right, so here we are in the final round of the day. We're playing Battleground. which means there's no center objective. I am versing Chaos Knights. I think this is going to be a pretty good matchup for me. We'll see how we go. This will be hopefully to get the 5-0. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But this map is quite good for me because I can get shadow just by holding this objective. I think it will find it kind of hard to get rid of me off that side. So all I got to do is basically wait until my reserves come down. I've taken fixed secondaries, bring it down, and deploy teleport homer. I should be able to do both of those fairly handedly, and it should be nice and easy. Other than that, we're just going to wait and see what happens. Neil's playing right here. He's versing Karons. We have the rest of the team down that way as well. And this will be the final game. We're currently 2-2, so we're going for a 3-2. And I'm going for the big 5-0. And here we are at the end of the game. I did pretty much table the poor Knights. Shout out to Brett. Brett was a fantastic sport. Yes, he does have 2 or 3 Knights left, but it is a pretty gruesome victory. It'll be a 20-0, 98-40 to the Daemons. It was a hard pairing for him. He threw himself under the bus for his team. He's a captain as well, so I was a captain off, and it was a great game. We are about to end. This was round 5. I'm going to go check in and see what all the scores are from everyone here, and yeah, that will catch you back at the end for the review. Oh, and we are back in the studio. Oh, long tournament. Very tired. Looks like I need a haircut too. 5 rounds, a load of really nice opponents, a really good time had by all. 2 of the players on my team had never been to a tournament before, so they had a really, really good time. And I think everyone really enjoyed themselves. Neil won a game in the end, which was fantastic. And I got the 5-0. It was great. I ended up going 5-0. Our team tied the final round, so we had 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. That's perfectly middle of the pack. I think that's fine. And I did get the 5-0, which meant I came 3rd out of 80 players, which was awesome. So fantastic, great, good work there. And let's chat about the list and see what I would make in terms of changes and what I would do for future events. All right, so how did we perform? We did go 5-0, which is fantastic. We won all of our games, but some units definitely did better than others. I think it's obviously matchup dependent, and different missions and different mission rules will also change what you would be doing in said game. However, some things did not perform as well as I had hoped. Mainly, it was this unit right here. The Poxbringer unit right here. I have seen them pop off in a few games and do really well. Usually it's because of the -1 battle shock from the Poxbringer. So I think that that works really well in combination with the Skull Cannon. I'd love to use these abilities from -1 battle shock as best as I can, so that I can battle shock someone, turn off their OC, turn off their stratagem use, and then really just go to town with Draft of Terror. I've always wanted to fit in something like a unit of flamers so that I could shoot in the shooting phase, battle shock them with the Skull Cannon, and then also flame them to death with Draft of Terror in the shooting phase for +1 AP, ignoring cover, normally AP1 from flamers, and rerolling all wounds, flamers of Tzeentch that is. And that would be really, really good and great for clearing chaff, which I think is what this army also struggles to deal with. And they would be really fast. So if I could fit them in, I would replace these for a unit of flamers. I did look at doing that. However, they are just too expensive to fit them in, which is really annoying. The other thing I thought about doing was maybe swapping the Plaguebearer unit and keeping the Poxbringer just for a unit of blue horrors, because blue horrors can infiltrate, they can give you the screens, they are really annoying, and they also affect units by -1 battle shock. And then you could deep strike this guy 3 inches away, and he could do actions as well. And then also you'd be able to get him for -1 battle shock, you'd be able to get the blue horrors for -1 battle shock, and maybe also Shadow of Chaos for -1 battle shock, meaning that if you shot someone with a Skull Cannon, they would be at -3 to their battle shock. I also did just double check that you could modify someone's leadership characteristic so much with blue horrors and with the Poxbringer and with Shadow in the Warp, and you actually can. You just can't reduce someone to leadership 9 or worse, which is fantastic. So pretty sure that using blue horrors alongside him would be really good, and then you shoot them with a Skull Cannon, and then you could just deal a bunch of damage to them, which would be fantastic. However, I don't really know what to take out, because Plaguebearers are 110 points, blue horrors are 125, which is so expensive, and I would be 10 points over if I swap them out directly. So I don't really know what to do, because this unit is just the last little bit of my, which is not doing very well, and I don't know really what to replace them with. If I could replace them with something else that does a little bit better, then I would. Even if I'm not sticking on brand with the Nurgle and Khorne theme. For example, I could replace them with a Changeling and keep the Poxbringer. Maybe that would work, but then I just have a lot more characters, less OC. I'm not really too sure. I have to do some more testing. I could also replace a unit of Nurglings because I typically only used one. The other one was okay. Honestly, for 40 points, it probably did really well. Screens, deploying Teleport Homer, great for fixed secondaries, and -1 to hit against armies like Orcs and World Eaters is really, really handy. Otherwise, everything did pretty well. I am very, very happy with how this list performs. I think it's probably one of the better lists that you could get in the book, if not the best list. Rotigus is absolutely essential. This guy outperformed. He just did really well in every game. Scarbrand did okay. I'd like to see him come down in price maybe a little bit more so that you could fit some more stuff in. But he did really, really well. Epidemius is an absolute king. He did awesome. Skulltaker and the Bloodmaster bombs are essential. I think having two was a really, really big help. I like the fact that I can diversify as well between dev wounds and also +1 to wound with him, which was fantastic. And the flyers just really, really good for 120 points. Skull Cannon outperformed. When I say outperformed, I mean he might have caused a battle shock, maybe, I don't know, 3 out of 5 games that was really pivotal. The rest of the time he held my backfield, he killed stuff in melee. It was great. In the World Leaders game, he held a unit of Exalted 8-bound, just of 3 for like 3 rounds of combat. I just didn't fall back. I just literally let them just do whatever they wanted over in the corner. It didn't affect me. And while I killed the rest of his force. The Ren Master is an absolute must-have. He was pivotal to me killing pretty much everything in the game. And I also found out as well, because of modifying characteristics, this army is actually quite good at dealing with things that are -1 damage. For example, the Satan Shards in Hypercrypt Legion. You can essentially charge in with Scarbrand buffing you with the Skulltaker's unit. You charge into a Satan Shard. Skulltaker is flat 3. He then gets halved first to flat 2, and then +1 damage from the Ren Master takes him up to flat 3, and all the Bloodletters go from 2 down to 1, back to 2 again. So you're getting 2 damage attacks on a Satan Shard, winning them on 5s, and you got dev wounds as well. It is really, really good. I love the whole thing and how it's going. I think this is a really good list. The only thing I'm not particularly happy with is these Plague Bearers. If you have any ideas as to what to swap, maybe a unit of Nurglings and a unit of Plague Bearers, maybe the Poxbringer for, then let me know. It doesn't have to be specifically Khorne or Nurgle. I don't think that there is anything else in Khorne or Nurgle that would be that great. Flesh Hounds are okay, they just kind of die, I've tried them. Maybe another Skull Cannon would be good, so that I have 2 Skull Cannons for backfield presence as well. I could totally do that. I could literally swap a unit of Plague Bearers for a Skull Cannon and I'd be 10 points under. So that would be maybe quite good, but otherwise I'm not too sure. That's my final thoughts. I did go 5-0. I will put the cards up on screen as well, as you've probably been seeing, so you can see all of the different matchups and how I went. Some matchups I had really, really unlucky cards. Other matchups I had a pretty decent draw. If you have any questions for me on this demon list and what you would run and what changes you would make and overall the weekend in general, then please do let me know. I'd love to hear all of your comments and questions down below. Please leave me a comment. Also, the Discord, first link in the description, is entirely free. You're more than welcome to join down there, have a chat, ask me questions. I'm more than happy to interact with each and every one of you. Also, like, subscribe. It really helps me in the algorithm to make more videos, to gain subscribers, etc. You guys know the drill. I hate asking for it, but often when I do ask, it does actually work. So here is a plea to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Like this video if you've enjoyed it and watched all the way through. And if you haven't considered becoming a member, it's only $4 Australian a month, which is really not that bad. And it does help me a lot. So consider becoming a member and helping me out. We have some huge projects on the way as well. We have a lot of demon content coming out at the moment because you guys seem to be loving it. And so yeah, become a member and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you. Peace out. Bye.